Right, in this video we are going to install Apache. Apache is the most popular web server in the world, probably used by, I'm guessing, about 70% of the websites if I remember correctly. And by default, CentOS does not have Apache installed. So if I do which, you can see that it is not found there. You can also bring up the system control status. You can see that the service is not installed by default. So we're going to go ahead and install it. And I do need to run some commands here. And I'm going to do a sudo su and switch over to the root account. And some people do not like to do this. I like to give accounts sudo privileges. Some people might say that I'm like Austin Powers, living dangerously.
I suggest you hit, sir.
I also like to live dangerously.
As you wish, sir.
Directly using the root account. I'm not going to get into that debate here. To install the software, we do need root level privileges. So I'm going to go through the installation, and by switching over to root, you'll see examples of these commands doing sudo and then command. And I'm not going to be doing that here. I'm just going to run as the root user. So let's go ahead and start the Apache installation process. So I'm going to do a yum clean. That's going to clean things up. And next thing we want to do is a yum update. And the -y just tells it to go ahead and answer yes to bring down the packages that it needs. This takes a couple minutes. It's basically going through updating Yum's repository of the packages out there. And it's also updating the system to the latest software. And you can see that it's downloading a variety of Linux packages. I'm going to pause the video because we're on 35/106, and I'll resume this when it's complete. Okay, our system has been updated now. Everything got updated to the latest versions. And the next thing we want to do is clear this. And the next thing we want to do is go ahead and do So I'm doing a yum -y to say yes. Install HTTPD, which is Apache. That's going to install the Apache server on the system. So go ahead and install that. Again, the -y just says yes. Otherwise, it's going to pause and ask you, are you sure you want to install it? This package is going to take up X amount of space on the system. So you can see that the install process has been completed here. So Apache is now installed. Okay, now that we have Apache installed, I'm going to go ahead and clear the screen. And what we want to do is set up Apache to run. So we do this with system control. And we can see that that command did run okay. If I do a ps -ef and then grep, actually I have to write grep to tell it to find HTTPD in the output of the ps-ef. And now we can see that the Apache daemon is running properly. So he's up and running happily. And next thing I want to do is do system ctl enable. And this command is, you can see that output create a symlink. What this is going to do is set up Apache to restart. So if the system ever restarts, Apache is going to get restarted automatically. So this is just a good habit to get into. So if the server gets bounced for whatever reason, your Apache server will come back up automatically. So now let's go ahead and test this out. And let's come over here. I got the console up, and you can see the public DNS record. So copy that to the clipboard. I'm going to toggle over to Chrome. Oh, I'm already in Chrome. And let's go here and try to go to it. And you can see that we're just getting a spinning circle here. And that's because EC2 is currently smacking it down. And let's go in here and take a look at the security group. And you can see right now it's just enabled for SSH traffic. So let's edit this, and we'll add 2 rules. And what we want to do is enable HTTP. And also we'll add in HTTPS, even though I'm not going to set up a secure, and this is just kind of standard. And you can see that we're basically allowing the world to connect here. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Those rules are now in place. Let's come back over here and do a refresh. And now we can see that Apache is able to talk to the internet, and we have this default page. So this is just the default page for CentOS and Apache. So that tells us that our Apache web server is up and working properly.